putting a clip up of a kid for 5 seconds getting ripped. That's for views. That's what I mean by clout chasing. Us as black kids, how many times do we get to play in centre midfield? A lot of parents are living the dream through their kids. If you're going to take it out at kids level, really and truly it should be taken out all the way through.
All the way through, yeah.
Life is not always flowers and roses. You need to understand this. If your team's getting beat, you have to hold your L.
Right, I've got some questions for you, boy.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Line me up, yeah?
Nah, listen, we'll be fine, bro. You'll be fine, you'll be right. Right, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Rootz TV. Thought I'd try something different. I've got my guy, Darnell. How you doing, brother? Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been, how long would you say?
Some years, you know.
We speak.
Yeah, we speak, but I haven't seen face to face.
It was Moonshot, innit, when you came down to do that?
Yeah.
That would have been like 6 years ago.
Yeah, at least.
Damn.
And you got taller since then.
I stopped.
No, but it's good to see you, man. I see you do your thing here, man. I just caught him after a session, you know, training up the next generation as well of superstars. Yeah. So yeah, man, he's a credible source and a credible coach, man. So it's good to finally speak to you. But before we get into all that, I want to test your ball knowledge. Yeah? So I'm gonna put you to the test.
Cool.
I'm gonna give you 60 seconds.
Yep.
And I'm gonna ask you so many questions and see how many you can get right in 60 seconds, yeah?
Alright, cool.
Alright, so, you ready?
You got the timer, yeah?
Yeah, you can time it as well, you know, yeah? You ready?
3.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go. What level of football is step 4 of English football?
Ishmanton, South or North?
Yeah, but what level is it?
Ishmanton.
No, but what level is like? Level 1 is Prem, level 2 is Championship.
Yeah, it's non-league.
Yeah, what level though? In terms of level 1, 2?
Move on.
All right, the FA level 3 coaching qualification is otherwise known as what?
UEFA B.
There we go. What is the recommendation? What's the recommended ratio of adults to coaches to coaching children? Is it 1 to 12, 1 to 8, or 1 to 10?
1 to 8.
No, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
According to Google, which colour kit is the most successful in grassroots football?
It's got to be yellow and blue.
No, red. The mercurial boot is associated with which sporting brand?
Nike.
There we go. In five-a-side football, if a keeper comes out of their area, which decision is awarded?
Indirect free kick.
No, penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I play fives, man. I'm 11 aside, man. Creating pros.
Come on. How many seconds is the goalkeeper allowed to hold them?
6 seconds.
There we go. If an indirect free kick is kicked directly into the team's own goal, which decision happens next? A corner kick or a free kick?
It's a corner.
There we go, he knows. Right, how many yards is the penalty spot from the goal line?
12.
Yes, there we go. What is the recommended goal size for under 7 to under 10 mini football?
5x7?
Nah, 12x6. Size 3 footballs are recommended for which age group?
No one in my session uses size 3. I'm telling you that now.
6 to 10-year-olds. If a player receives a straight red card for violent conduct, how many matches will they be banned for?
3.
There we go. How many is that?
It's definitely way past.
Right, he's asking me, he cheated. Right, we'll tell you that afterwards. But yeah, right, you need to test out your ball knowledge. Right, got ya. Right, let's get into it anyway. So,
talk to me.
First things I want to talk to you about is one Instagram statement that you made a while back, and I haven't seen you since then, so this is the reason why I want to bring it up. Yeah, you talked about clout-chasing Instagram coaches. Talk to me, man. Talk to me, because you made a whole, you know,
that post went mad. And you know, I was sitting in my cousin's house when I wrote it, and I said to him, when I post this, it's just gonna cause a mad scene. Do you know what? I think a lot of people like dance around it and speak about it, but no one's ever like put it out there. Yeah. Like for me, there's so many coaches now, which is a good thing, by the way. Yeah. Because there's more variety, there's more like people you can go and reach out to. If you don't like this coach, you go to another one, vice versa. So it's good competition. Yeah. But it's the genuine reasons for why you're coaching is my question. Yeah. Like you've seen me coach from Moonshot days to where I am now. So like the way I came into the game is how I'm trying to be, even when I'm working with like Mbappe. Yeah, of course. What I mean? Like that's just me.
Because you want the best for your players, right? You don't want to just, you're not just doing it for the gram just to get extra clout, whatever like that.
Like, so we're in West London today, near Heathrow. I live in South East London, the furthest part of South East. I've travelled here on a Saturday morning. I left my house at 7 o'clock to get here. That's dedication to the players in this area.
Even afterwards, may I just add as well, he's had a session and he's speaking to the player, 20 minutes afterwards? Do you know what I mean? Really and truly, you could just cut and say, look, time's done now, I've got to move on to the next one. But again, showing that dedication to your client
100%.
to help them move on to, like you said to me, next week, watch him come back next week and be, you know,
a well-beater.
Yeah.
We've had that conversation.
Yeah.
But my point is, how many coaches are out there doing it for those reasons? Like, I'm seeing a lot of coaches nowadays that are coming around and, like, you can't, for me, this ain't coaching, innit? Like, putting a clip up of a kid for 5 seconds getting ripped. Like, that's for views.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by clout chasing. Like,
right.
You're not, like, if I'm that player, I'm not coming back to your session.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're, like, using me as a, like, guinea pig.
Yeah.
Whereas, not saying don't put up content, because coaches, you got to grow.
Yeah.
Like, I use social media, I'm growing my content all the time. But I think it's about what you post, how you post it, like what the caption looks like, a lot of things in general.
Do you even have to get consent from the player to say, look, is it all right for me to post it? Because again...
You should, and 95% of the time, I'm sure coaches ain't. Because if a player's getting ripped or their parents are giving permission, they're not going to give permission to the bad stuff. No one wants to put any bad stuff on Instagram.
True.
Like, if you find an Instagram page that's got a load of mistakes, bad stuff, then please send it to me, because I want to congratulate that coach.
Rootz TV.
I want to congratulate that person, because that's real, innit?
Yeah.
Like, everything that we see on Instagram looks pretty.
Yeah.
But, like, we know, like, you've been at my session, you saw him, the kid that I just had, take like 40 shots.
Yeah.
Probably like 12 went in.
Yeah.
Like, but it's the other 28 that how do we fix?
Yeah.
How can we get you to be more consistent?
Yeah.
But we don't post that stuff, because that's not what people want to see.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
that's Instagram in general, though, isn't it? Like, you know, people don't want to post the bad stuff, you want to just post the good stuff. So.
But obviously, you're trying to promote yourself.
Yeah.
So I do get it. But at the same time, like, there's a thin line and maybe a balance that we could have. Do you know what I mean? But again, it just depends. Like, for me, I don't care about being the most famous Instagram coach. Like, there's other coaches that have more following than me.
Yeah.
But if you speak to everyone that comes to my sessions, whether they're under 7, I work with England internationals. Like, the scale is that big. So I'm saying, like, if you speak to any one of them and ask them why they come to my sessions, their reason for me is why I do it.
Yeah.
Not because I want to get the views or the money or da-da-da. All that stuff comes with it if you do it correctly. But I don't chase that. Do you know what I mean? So that statement was more based around that sort of, like, coaches doing it for the right or wrong reasons nowadays. Like, what are you actually doing it for?
I hear you. So how, from a parent's point of view then, how do they tell who is a good coach and who's not a good coach? Because sometimes a parent might be just drawn to the person who's most vocal, like the post has got the most likes, like from Instagram. Like, how does a parent tell, like, who's a good coach for their kid?
Well, I think obviously first you have to go out and test the waters. So you might see the coach on Instagram, but then actually let me go to the session, get a feel for it, speak to him after, get a feel to how he is, how does he connect with my son, all that sort of stuff. Like anything, it's recommendations. Like, a lot of the players that I work with, it's through a friend telling a friend. That friend comes down, he enjoys it, he tells another friend. Like, so there's little ways, but yeah, I think in general, you've got to get out there, you've got to visit coaches, and then you find the best ones. Like I said, there's so many out there now that you'll find the right person for you eventually. But don't just stick with someone because they're famous on Instagram. Like, they post your son every time because your son's like, you know, like the techie kid that can do 1,000 step overs, rainbow flips, but in a game he's ineffective. Like, but if he's just posting up your son, that doesn't mean that you should stick with him. Because he's not actually helping your son to get ready for the real game. So, I mean, it's just like what you're looking for.
Okay. And then on the flip side of things, what makes a good one-to-one coach then? Does someone, because like
personalized sessions is important. Like, the session that I'm doing with you, I can't then go 10 minutes later and do it with the next kid.
Just recycle it and be like,
What does Clint need? What does Darnell need? We're two different players. You're going to need two different things. So making sure that the program that you're getting from your one-to-one coach is personalized for you, and it's not generic. Because if it's generic, then it's basically like your grassroots training. It's basically like your academy training. It's what everyone else is doing.
You've paid for that extra, like...
Yeah, you're paying, and now you're paying premium. It's not even cheap. So if you're paying the money, you have to see, like, the real benefits of what it does for my child. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me is, like, does the coach, like, little conversations at the end, like, I'm not that guy. Yeah, the session's an hour, but I can be here for all 2 hours sometimes, just having a conversation after, because it's also part of football.
Yeah.
Like, the mental side, player care is important. Like, football clubs at a high level have it. Grassroots players don't have it. So if I get a grassroots boy coming in for a one-to-one, I need to make sure, from a player care point of view, that he's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's just little things, but yeah, it's about the finer details, man. Making sure those finer details are in place.
Okay, okay. I want to touch upon academies. Like, there's a lot of academies popping up.
They're not academies then, are they? Can't just pop up and
well, there you go. I mean, every single time I go on Instagram, there's this academy, that academy, but does it need to be regulated in some way? Like, anyone could say, I'm Clinton Ford Academy, and like, I've got X amount of kids.
But obviously, like, as a parent, I think parents need to stay educated.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, you just said, the Clinton Morris Academy.
Yeah.
Go and do your research on it.
Yeah.
Like, what is it actually?
Yeah.
Don't just hear the word academy and think that it's an academy. Like, there's loads of schools now that started doing that as well. Like, like, what's the difference between when you was called your previous name to just adding the academy on the end? Like, is it just a fancy way of, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, have to do your research on, if I'm taking my son somewhere, what is he getting into? What does the program look like? How's it going to be supportive to him? Does it help him grow? Does it help him develop? Like, all of these things. I think parents are too quick to just jump into stuff. But again, it's the world we live in. Because Instagram shows you certain things. You as a parent just presume
you get drawn into that way of lifestyle. Like, if a player from that academy gets signed,
you think my son's
my son's gonna get signed, of course. Like,
everyone that walks in my cage that's not signed, I tell them, you might not get signed. Because that is the most reality.
That is the reality.
Like, that is it. If you get signed, you're one of a small percentage, like a very small percentage. So, like, for me, I don't want to sell the dream of you're gonna get signed when that's not the reality. The reality is you're most likely not. The dream is to get signed. The dream is to play Prem. The dream is, but it's not likely to happen.
But you still can have a good level of football.
100%.
You still can play non-league and make a good living.
That I don't know the jeez.
You got to test your ball knowledge, come on, man. But yeah, you still have a good level of career, even if you don't get signed to the Prem and play for Chelsea and whatnot. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's worthwhile.
100%, man.
I want to ask another question about playing up a year. Is it a help or a hindrance? So if you know you're playing, if you're 7, you're playing under 9s. Is it, you know, oh, I'm that good, or is it like?
I think parents, again, presume playing up is because you're the best player. For me, playing up should have reasoning. I.e., if I'm physically overdeveloped for my own age, I might have to play up to get. And I'm not saying play up every week, but I might play up every so often to get a different physical challenge. If I'm, let's say, my football IQ is too high for my own age group, if I'm, let's say I'm an academy, like an actual professional club, and I'm working with like the under 9s, if I'm sending a player up, I'm sending him up looking at the schedule that's ahead, i.e. like if I'm, let's say I'm Wolverhampton, and we're going to play Chelsea. I'm playing this player up because I know that Chelsea at that age are going to be the right challenge for him. But then next week we might play Bradford. And I might send one of the smaller boys who's maybe not as physical, because I know that Bradford aren't going to be physically as dominating as Chelsea. So that's the right game to play him up. Because now he can test his football IQ with the older age group. Like, as long as there's a reasoning behind your son playing up, then it makes sense. Like, I wouldn't just play up because, like, a lot of kids are getting told to play up, but there's no reasoning behind it. But now I go and play up. The boys in the older team don't know me. They don't pass me the ball. I'm playing out of position because I'm the younger one playing up. So what are the actual benefits of me being here?
That's what I was asking, if it's a help or a hindrance. Like,
when I play at my own age group and I'm the best player or one of the best players, I get more touches of the ball, everything goes through me, I'm the main man, that's the team I want to be in. Because now you're all actually supporting me. When I go up, I'm supporting someone else's development. Do you know what I mean? If going up means, like I said, you get some development out of it, then great. Go up. So yeah, it's just about the reasonings for it.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, if you're going up too soon, maybe it could be a knock on your confidence. Because if you go up and you don't perform, then you're being brought back down. It's like, oh, I've been brought back down to reality, right?
Yeah. And it's, like you said, it's the confidence thing. It's like, well, I didn't do well when I was up. I've come back to my own age group and I look average. Like, what's happened to me? And then that whole psychological thing comes in, and then players that were maybe at December times doing really well and flying, at the end of the season ain't doing great because of those little experiences. So, yeah, don't force your kids to go up.
Okay.
Go up if it's got the right, it makes sense for them and it's the right reasoning.
Fair enough. I've been out of the coaching game for a while now, so you got to help me out with this one. Do football stereotypes still exist? And what I mean by football stereotypes is like, is the fat kid still playing in goal? Is the fast kid still playing on the wing? Do you know what I mean? Is it?
So I have this debate with my friend all the time. It's going to sound mad controversial, but us as black kids, how many times do we get to play in centre midfield? Like, that's a narrative that we're trying to change. Because...
Or black goalkeepers in general.
Yeah,
that's still a thing.
Little things like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, the black centre mid one is something that I think a lot of young black boys would love to do. But then the opportunities are always limited. Why are they limited? Well, because when you look at, like, if I said to you now, name me 10 top black midfielders that are currently playing. Do you see what I mean? Like, you have to think. When you say, name me 10 white midfielders, like, it rolls off the tongue easy. So they have the identity already there. We don't. But if we don't start creating them, we're never going to have the identity.
That's why
we're never going to get to playing them.
Because
we're always just going to be used as the fast wingers or the striker up front to go and chase everything. Or the one at the back. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have to get away from that.
Use for pace and not for our intellectual.
Yeah, like we're used for our physical attributes rather than our intelligence and the other side of the game. So, yeah, I think stereotypes can be there. I don't think they're there as much as like when I was maybe younger or when you was younger. I think obviously, or if they are, they're hidden more. Like, people ain't just outright with it. Because of the world we live in. But
they might hint at it by giving you like the number 11 rather than number 4. You know what I mean?
You walk into the team and they'll present you the 7. Run. Like,
you might have to run a lot more than little Jimmy in the centre of the park.
But yeah, so they are there. I just think they're hidden.
Okay.
Hidden a little bit.
I'm going to ask you about pushy parents now. So when are pushy parents overstepping the boundaries? Now, I know it's like the parents that you had here, they're fine, they let you do your thing and all the rest of it now.
Yeah, because I told them to just go in the car, or I told them to take their son and leave.
Yeah, just like that.
Like, if you take your son to a coach, it's almost like when you send your son to school. Like, you trust that school to do the education side of what your son's learning. If you go to like a swimming lesson, you ain't gonna stand by the side of the pool telling your son how to do the breaststroke when the instructor's there. Like, you're not gonna overstep the mark.
Even though someone tried, trust me. I used to be a swim instructor back in the day. So,
I think where parents, a lot of parents, dads, are living the dream through their kids because they didn't make it or they didn't have the opportunities, so like they're really invested into what their son's doing. So obviously they get really excited about it and they want to do more and all of this, but like, if you bring your son to a coach, trust the coach. Like, if you don't trust that coach, then find a new one or coach him yourself. Like, but then like keep that there. Like, don't overstep the mark. Like, when you come to football, it should be walk through the cage and allow him, or walk through the pitch and allow them to be who they want to be. Don't like be at the side now giving orders, because like, I see it every day. Kids are playing football, they'll do something and they'll look for recognition. Like, is that all right, Dad? Like, is that good enough? And that's not right. That's
almost making you like non-existent, right? What's the point of having the coach
there? There's times where I'm talking to a kid and I can see he's not taking it in. He's looking through me because his dad's behind me. Or he's checking it. Now you want to scan your shoulders, but when we're in the game, you didn't want to scan. Like, all of that sort of stuff. So like, I feel like parents need to relax because you kill the love of the game for your child. If they start playing it because you want it, then by the age of like 14, 15, it becomes a chore. They don't really want to go because they love it. They'll go because it makes dad and mum happy. So it's balance, man. Like, know the timings of when to be on your son and when to take the foot off.
And
get that right.
And let the coach do their thing as well. That's the reason why you hire them, right?
Like I said, that's why you go to a coach, is you should trust them with what they're doing with your son. If you don't, then just find a new one.
What's your thoughts on mini shin pads, bro? Most times I see them, they're looking like little mini Pringles. Like,
yeah, they're not great for safety.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, they look sick.
Yeah.
Like no one wants to wear those cricket pads anymore.
Yeah.
I get it. so aesthetically, they look really good.
Yeah.
But if I'm going player safety, then obviously they're not the right things, man. Like, just put your kids in proper shin pads. Because what you don't want is them to have an accident wearing the mini shin pads. Yeah. And then you're in your head thinking, why did I not just put my son in normal?
But then they're influenced by all the big players like Jack Grealish or wearing them.
Yeah, but that's down to now the FA, UEFA, FIFA to now put laws in place to go, actually, shin pads have to be a certain size. Or like even like measure the shin, and if your shin is past a certain amount of centimetres, the shin pad has to be this size. And do you know what I mean? Like, just make it a law.
True. And then talking about laws now, they've now brought in that law where, young kids can't head the ball now, because obviously they've done research and it kind of links to dementia and stuff like that. Like, is that good or bad? Obviously for the dementia side of things, if they've tried and tested it, fantastic. But at the same time now, it's got players ducking out of headers and stuff like that now. Like,
it's hard because if the top game has it, like the real game has it, how do we now develop kids to be really good at heading the ball? Because it's now at the top level still an art. Yeah. Like, it's still part of the game. It's like if a corner comes in and you can't head the ball, that could be the difference from you conceding or scoring a goal. Yeah. That could be the difference from you winning or losing the Champions League or the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? So it's still a big part of the game. Yeah. If you're going to take it out at kids level, really and truly, it should be taken out all the way through.
All the way through, yeah.
Because you're not allowing the kids to do it.
Because you're going to develop it later on in life, and like you've developed all the other
instead of me getting dementia at 60, I'm getting it at 80. Yeah. Because you made me wait 20 years to head the ball.
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so I'm against it. Yeah. I think if you're going to keep it in the actual real game, you have to. Like, the kids should be able to practice it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you two last scenario questions. Hear me out on these ones, right? So, should you ever call a game off if your team's getting well beaten? You know them like 10-0, 12, he's already shaking his head already. Them 10-0, 12-0s, yeah? You know, back in the day, sometimes you got that dead team.
I said this to my mum the other day.
Yeah.
Life is not always flowers and roses. You need to understand this. If your team's getting beat, you have to hold your L. Yeah. Reason being, at the start of the game, you thought you could win. Yeah. So we have to pay the other team their respect that they're dominating this game however much they're beating you by. And like, if you're losing, there is ways to solve problems. Like it provides you problems to solve. Listen, football's a team sport, so one individual could be getting frustrated because he is trying his hardest and no one else is and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's a learning curve because like, there's not one person in the world that can say they've won every football match they've played.
But hold on. Hear me out on this one. What if little Jacob or Jeremiah is crying on the side like, Coach, we're getting beat 10-0, man? No, you're just ruthless. That's it.
You have to be, bro. Because one day you could play for Man City. Yeah. Or you could be playing for Man City doing that to like Burnley.
Yeah, true.
But you've never had it at, like, what happens then? Because you've never experienced it from your kids' football. So now I'm playing professional football and I'm getting beat 6-0. Yeah. What do? I walk off.
But hold on.
Imagine all the fans have turned up. Half time it's 7-0. Yeah. Ref's got a decision to make. Do I call the game off? The fans are eating you alive.
But what if the mums are on the side like, my little Jimmy's getting beat, he's crying in the corner?
Yeah, but then go to a different team after this game. But we're finishing this game.
Oh, is it?
You have to.
Yeah.
That's morally not right. Because if you were winning 7-0, would you want the game to stop?
Listen, if I'm winning, of course not.
So why are we stopping it?
I want all my strikers to bag. But I'm saying if the parents are getting on to you and obviously they're the ones, paying you the money and turning it each and every week, like, how do you make that decision?
I don't coach for money.
All right.
People coach for money, that's up to you, and I don't coach for money. Like, I'm trying to teach your son morals and principles as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've seen it from when you come to Moonshot. Like, the way that we operate, like me personally, I'm now 6-7 years deeper into my coaching than I was when we first met then. But like, there's certain morals and principles that I want the boys to take away, even if we're not on a football pitch. That's one of them. Like, if you ain't good enough on the day, you have to hold your L. Because in the real world, if you do a driving test and you're not good enough,
you don't pass.
He's not gonna pass you.
Yeah.
Because you look pretty or you're. Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't do what I needed you to do today. Yeah. You failed. Yeah. You don't get second chances at GCSEs. You don't get second chances at your SATs in year 6. Like, once it's done, it's done. But you try your hardest. As long as at the end of the game, bro, at Moonshot, we used to lose like 21-0.
Yeah. 21-0.
Bro, like, no banner. Like,
not saying Darnell out.
You're probably thinking I'm joking. And then by the end of it, like, we're getting BT documentaries where we're winning finals.
Yeah.
That is why I do it, because the journey in between. The start wasn't great, the end was nice, but the middle section, it took a lot of work, bro.
Yeah.
But the work is the work. Like, it has to get done. Like, it's mad. It's mad.
God, you're lucky they didn't have Moonshot Fan TV there. They would have been calling for your head, boy.
Nah, the parents, there was one dad, I never forget it, bro. He said to me, we lost the game. I think this season we lost, like, 90% of the games.
Yeah.
He said, Darnell, if next season starts like this, I think, like, we could get you out. The next season, we turned it around. We started to, like, transform. Like, that's when the real Moonshot came.
Yeah. All right, final scenario question. So there's a player in your team, he's not getting much minutes. Parent comes to you and asks why. What's your, do you give an honest assessment, or do you kind of like?
You have to be honest.
Yeah.
You have to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you can't lie to someone, because I lie to you now, in 6 weeks you're gonna ask me again, something else is gonna come up. Like, there's no point in hiding it. Like, but to me personally, I wouldn't take your son and not play him. When I was working at grassroots level, there were players of different caliber. Not everyone got the exact same minutes, that would be a lie. But like, whoever would have been deemed as maybe the worst player would have still got decent minutes. Because you need the minutes to make mistakes, to correct mistakes, to become the best version of yourself. Like, if you're not playing, it's only hurting your confidence. If it's hurting your confidence, you don't want to turn up to football. If you don't want to turn up to football, am I doing my job as a coach? Do you know what I mean? So anyone that walks through the door, if we take you on and say, look, you're signing for the season, like, you're getting a certain amount of minutes, it doesn't, like, that wouldn't even happen to...
You guarantee them, like, minutes? Like,
and it's not guaranteed on paper.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take you and not play you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're playing top of the league and you're here, you're playing. Like, if we lose that game, tactically I could have been better then. Yeah. Because I know I have you in my squad. Yeah. So, like, for example, if you're... like, I used to have a centre-back, that had... He was... You know, on FIFA, Mertesacker used to have, like, 26 pace. No, you're laughing, but he did, like, check the old
Mertesacker,
FIFA.
if you're watching, bro, he's taking shots at you, bro.
No, it's no shots. Go to FIFA for that one. But he used to have some mad slow pace. Yeah. I had a centre-back like that, and obviously as you grow older, you start to play on bigger pitches. It's more exposure for him that he can't run. Yeah. I had to find ways to cover him. We used to, we went old school, we started playing sweepers. Yeah. You're the centre half, we'll play a man behind you. Yeah. Don't worry about, we're not doing offsides. The sweeper's there to sweep up. Yeah. Like, but we had to adapt to get him in the team. Okay. Otherwise, he's not playing.
That's good. So that's coaching.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So it's just about finding different ways and different tactics to support that kid at that time. It's not going to be every week. There's not every week that he was playing week in, week out. Yeah. But when he comes on, how do we support him?
I was going to say, so what if it's a cup final? Like, it's a close one. You're winning 2-1, but this guy has not played.
No, he starts the final.
Oh, he starts the final.
Because Nat. Come on.
Oh, I'm just asking it. It's a tough game.
Yeah, but
he's not the best player though. He's not the best player.
He's not the best player. Yeah. But you can't look at a bench, be losing, and think, right, it's only going to get worse. So you start with what you know. Yeah. And then you go, at least I got firepower to bring on. You know what I mean? Like,
so you do it the other way around.
Other way around. Okay. If I'm in a cup final, and I'm working with players that are at different calibers, I'm not playing my strongest team at the start. Okay. Because imagine we're losing 2-0. Yeah. And I turn around and I'm like,
I've got nothing. I got nothing left.
It's going to be 5 if you come on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I start with it and then obviously build the confidence into them that they can win the game with what's on the pitch. Yeah. If we're winning, then great. Yeah. When they come on now, we should go again and again and again. Yeah. So different coaches do it differently, man. Okay. That's how I would personally do it.
That's interesting.
I wouldn't leave that kid on the bench because that kid turns up to the cup final expecting to be on the bench. Yeah. Now he starts, he might give you an extra 20%. Yeah.
That kid I'm talking about, he turns up every single week, he plays all his subs, he takes everything on board.
Last to leave.
That's it.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah.
He's playing.
Yeah.
Because that's morals and principles.
Okay.
You're part of the team.
Yeah.
You're the first one at training. You're there every week. You pay your subs on time.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problems with you.
Yeah.
This is a final. We've all earned the opportunity to be here. So have you.
Yeah.
You're playing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has to. Has to.
Okay. All right. Well, let us know in the comment section below if you agree with my thoughts or Darnell's thoughts. And again, I'll leave all the handles to find both of us on social media. But thank you for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Bow.